Okay, today what I want to talk to you about is probably the only position that really matters in golf, if there is positions, and it's impact. I want to show you today what impact is and what good impact should feel like, and then just give you a little exercise to help you to train it so you can become better at it. And this is going to improve your strikes, no end, and also control as well. Okay, come on, let's go do it. So impact, okay, it's if there's in the golf swing, what I've learned over the few years, there's no such thing as positions really. There's places that you pass through, but you don't swing to specific positions. If you start doing that, your swing becomes a little bit discoordinated, it's not as fluid as it could be. And the golf swing is a motion, it's a movement in a whole, all right? And that's really what you want to be sort of practice on. But there is one area though that is really important with a moment of truth when you hit the ball, and putting yourself into good impact and rehearsing that and practicing that is there's nothing wrong with that at all. So what is good impact? All right, good impact is you can practice this quite easily just at home, even indoors. So you can take hold of the golf club, you can take a ball. I've got an 8-iron here, it doesn't matter what club it is, all right, and you can stand to a golf ball and you can rehearse what impact should feel like. And what it is basically we're going to have a slight move up into my left side. I'm going to move up into my left hand side, which I would do in the golf swing. I'd be moving up into my left, so there's going to be a slight pressure shift in my heel. I can feel it now moving up into my left foot, okay. And what I'm going to do here with the club on the ground, I'm going to move up into my left side. I'm then going to push my left hip back, okay, with my left leg. This is going to change a few dynamics in my body position. So once I do that, if I'm going to move up into my left side, push that left hip back, this is going to put my hands forward. Okay, so I've got this what we call shaft lean. That's what everybody tries to get, which happens naturally anyway. My joints are aligned up in my left arm. And what's going to happen here as well is this is pushing my left hip back is going to bring my right hip down and forward. Okay, my right leg's been pushing down and in as well. I'm pushing in my flexors here, my hip flexors here, and I'm rolling onto the side of my right foot. Okay, but what this also does as well, this is slightly going to drop the right shoulder, and my left shoulder is going to rise up. So as I push the hip back, my left shoulder is going to rise up, this is going to drop my right shoulder, and this is going to plant me beautifully so that my right arm is then pressing or is in line with the shaft. Okay, so it's pressured up in the back here. This is going to give me a great sense of compression on the ball. Okay, and that's just how you rehearse it. So you're just going to take a stance, move up into the left side. I'm moving up into the left side, just a slight bump, pushing the left hip back, and this puts me into this strike position here. Right shoulder feels lower, left shoulder feels higher, and I'm in this position here to hit the ball. Okay, and this is a great compression feeling. If I do it from the side here, I'll try and do it from the side angle on here. So take my stance, and then I'm just going to bump up into my left side, and I'm going to push that left hip back, and this is just going to drop everything down so that my left shoulder feels higher. My joints are aligned up in my left arm, and my right arm has now dropped into a position so that it's now pressurizing into the back of the ball. So this feels to me, whether it looks like it from the camera, but it feels to me like my right arm is now in line with the shaft, where I'm in a good compression position to hit the ball. And that's really what you want to practice. And this doesn't matter whether I was using, what was that, it was an 8-iron, let's use a 4-iron here. I can use a 4-iron as well to feel exactly the same. Take my stance, I'm going to just push up into my left side and push the left hip back, and I'm now in this position here to strike the ball. I can feel my left shoulders higher, right shoulders come down. I can feel it in my hips here now, where I can feel like I'm putting pressure into my left heel, and I've got this right arm lining up behind the back of the shaft, and I can hit the ball from there. This is going to give me that compressed feeling into the back of the ball. Okay, same with driver. Just to highlight this to you again, I'm probably out of shot now. I'll do it over here. I'll do the driver with this one. But again, driver, take my stance. I'm just going to push up into my left side, push the left hip back, and this puts me into this position here like so, with my right arm lined up behind the back of the ball. I'm compressing it, and I'm going to hit a good stable strike from here. Okay, and this is really important you understand this when you're hitting a shot, because that's just rehearsing that is really, really key, and you can practice that quite easily as well. And all I want you to do is, once you've done that a few times, take the 8-iron. Here, you can start off with a mediocre club if you want to. You can start off with a moderate club, an 8-iron, wedge, sand iron, doesn't really matter really. And you can just practice this position. Okay, so get yourself into your setup position here like so, or a stance. And all you're going to do is just move up into the left side, push the left hip back. So I feel like I'm pushing it backwards with my left leg. I feel pressure moving into my heel, and I can feel myself getting into this position here like so, where my right arm feels like it's now on the back of the shaft. And what I can do from here is just simply just swing the club head back no more than 2 feet and just chip it forward. I can get a really good feel of what that impact feels like and how I should be at impact. It's like an isometric sort of feeling or a drill. So from here, I'm just going to put myself in, move up into my left side a little bit, and I'm going to push the left hip back. This then pushes my left shoulder up. Right arm's now on the back of the shaft, and I'm in a position now to compress the ball. I'm just going to swing back and through, and I can really feel that club head compressing into the back of the ball when you do that. So when you do this, you want to start slow and don't go too big. It's just a rehearsal. You're getting a feeling and you're training the body to understand where it should be or where you want it to be, and then you can start to progress on up. It's only after that that you start to then trying to progress on up. I'm trying to feel the left hip pushing back when I'm doing a fuller swing, feeling that motion here. And what I can do is start to slowly stretch it out a little bit to start feeling that. I can do a quick rehearsal, go to there, move up into the left side, push that hip back, feel that movement here. I can just rehearse it if I wanted to, just to get a feel for it, then pull myself back into position and then swing through. Okay, I've felt it. I've tried to repeat that feeling in a full swing. Don't go straight away for full swings. Build it up. You know, take your time. Build that up and progress to feeling it in a fuller swing. All right. So real quick one for you there, but really feeling the key thing here is you're moving up into your left side, pushing the left hip back. Okay, and I'm doing that with I'm moving up into my left side. I'm doing that with my left leg pushing back. I've done drills to show you that before, but the key thing is just to show you from this angle, because you don't get many videos from this angle. Pushing up in the left side, left hip back, left shoulder goes up at this side, and you can see how I'm now behind the ball and I'm compressing it from like so. My right arm feels like it's behind the shaft. This is just going to give you a lovely feeling of compression on the golf ball. I promise you, if you can practice that and get that correct, you really will get a lovely strike on the ball when you do this. Okay, so it's really important to just practice that. Okay, practice back here. I'm just going to rehearse it, just feel it, and then back and through. I can really feel that motion. Okay, I'm really pushing on working that body correctly. So hopefully that will sort of blend into the rest of your game. And like I say, don't be afraid to use it with longer clubs, whether it be 4-irons. 4-irons are quite good really, because with a 4-iron, what we tend to see people with longer clubs is they have a tendency to lean back to try and help the ball up into the air because they're worried about it being a less lofted club. But if you have a 4-iron, okay, you can practice this quite nicely. Sorry, I'm a bit near to the edge of the net. If I practice it with a 4-iron, I can rehearse where I should be, especially if you're struggling with longer clubs. Just practice that, get into your stance, okay, and just practice that, moving up into my left side, practice that left hip going back and feeling that right arm pressuring up behind the back of the shaft here. Rehearse it, and I can pull back and through. I can really feel that working correctly. one of my favourite things to do. It's one of my favourite drills to do. I rehearse that quite a lot, really, because I used to have a tendency to be slightly behind the ball. I mean, I'm talking fractions, but really now I'm trying to get over here. So moving up into the left side and pushing that left hip back and feeling that right arm compressing behind the back of the shaft, you get such a lovely strike on the ball. You can really feel it squeezing the ball off the face. And that's really what I would ask you to try and practice in this video. So there we have it, okay, that's impact, and that's probably the only position that I really ever talk about. I don't feel I used to think there was a top of the back swing, and I used to go through all the P1s and 6s and 7s and 8s and 9s and so on, and used to try and swing to those links and those positions, but it never had any feel, and that was the key thing. But the only thing that you want to have is feeling of that impact position. It's where the moment of truth is. It doesn't matter whether you go up too high or swing too low, as long as you're coming back into the ball in the right position at impact. That's really what matters at the end of the day. And this little exercise will help you to train that. Start small. Don't be a hero and don't go big and start trying to swing it as fast and as hard as you possibly can. Start small. Start with little swings and then progressively move up and up and up and get longer as the more confident you become with it. And don't start with driver either. Start with a 9-iron if you want to, or a 7-iron. All right. Anyway, I hope that helps you this week, and I hope you see a lot of improvement in your golf. Please remember to follow me on Instagram and all my other social media outlets. Also remember, go and check out Mike Malaska at malaskagolf.com. We've got some great videos on there. I've got my videos going on there very soon, and I hope you'll learn to improve your golf more through that. It's a real great system. The M system that we do on there is just fabulous. Give it to all my clients, all my pupils, and they see nothing but great improvements. Also, if you want to, use the code BAKE20OFF, BAKE 20 off. I'll put the thing at the bottom of the screen here, and you'll save yourself $20 off of the first year's subscriptions. So it's a win-win. It's a bargain anyway. I mean, you're talking $177 for the year for all that great information and advice. It brings it down even more. Anyway, hope that helps you, and remember to like and subscribe the video, and I'll catch you next week.